Hey guys, it's Herbivore Beauty. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be walking you all through my favorite self-love / self-care rituals, and it's also super special because I'm going to be doing a collab with vegan Nirvana. If you guys have never heard of her channel, I absolutely recommend you guys checking her out. Her channel focuses on veganism and spirituality, two things which you guys obviously know I'm really into, and she's going to be incorporating more yoga into her channel, and it's honestly super fun and amazing, so go check her out, and I'll link all of her things down below. Enjoy the rest of the video. So one of my favorite self-love sort of rituals is tending to my garden, and the reason why I love it so much is just because it's a project that I started on my own. It's something that I've always really wanted to do, and something that I knew that I could make a difference with. I could grow my own produce, and the thought of just growing my own food just makes me feel so empowered, and I can tend to my garden. I can dig out the weeds. I can do whatever I want to help make these plants thrive, and in return I get a whole bunch of produce that I can consume. And what's really great about starting your own garden is that you know where your fruits and vegetables are coming from. You can make them completely organic and just have really good nourishing foods for your body. And so of course I think that having really amazing food to put into your body is amazing, but the fact that I can do that on my own, I can grow that on my own, is just, it makes me really happy. Now this next self-love ritual may seem kind of odd, but the reason why I'm adding it on is just because eating fruit is so important, and I think we oftentimes just neglect it. And I know we just have fruit because we know it's good for us, but honestly, eating fruit puts me in such a good mood, which is why I'm always going to recommend that you eat fruit whenever you're feeling bad, or just your energy is super low, and you're just trying to figure out what's wrong and what you need to eat right now. If you don't know what to eat, consuming fruit is probably the best thing that you can do. It honestly just makes you feel, it gives you such a high. And so that's why something I'm adding that totally goes hand in hand with this is just being able to pick your own fruits and vegetables. And I know I sort of touched on this with my garden and being able to grow my own produce, but just in case you don't live in an area where it's just not possible for you to do so, going to strawberry fields or apple picking, or just whatever fruit is in season in your area, or even just going to farmers markets, it's just really nice to see where you get your own produce, and having fresh fruit in season is so awesome. My next, and also another one of my favorite self-love rituals, is to cook new recipes, and not just any recipes. Obviously vegan recipes are what's poppin', and what you guys need to do is get on Pinterest or get on YouTube, follow some of your favorite vegan chefs, and try out new recipes. Try out ones that will make you feel good, ones that make you just feel really energized and healthy. I've been eating really raw lately, so that's been the bulk of what I eat, and it's totally something that you should add to your new self-care ritual. So journaling is something that I vowed to keep a really strong part of my 30-day yoga challenge, and that's mostly because I wanted to see my progress. I wanted to see where my mind was at during different points during my challenge, and it's definitely something that was always part of my ritual, but I wanted to make it a point to not only highlight the things that I needed to vent about, or the things that I just felt really negative about, but also when I had really good days and when I felt like I've overcome a lot of things. And so I wanted to have that as part of my everyday ritual, as opposed to something I just do when I need to vent. And so this is why I'm adding it to my favorites of self-care rituals. Something that I find super important to include in your self-love rituals is making sure that you're getting out into nature. For me, I personally adore the water, and I just think it's so peaceful and refreshing to go out and see the water, especially when it's super hot. And I've just been soaking up the sun and relaxing and enjoying what nature provided. And honestly, if you don't have anywhere near you, I definitely recommend just taking a day trip out wherever you can to just enjoy nature, whether it's going on a hike, having a picnic, whatever you enjoy that's also in nature is super great for just reconnecting you, grounding you, and refreshing you. My self-care ritual practice definitely does include a little bit of crystals. I would either use my rose quartz egg during yoga, or I'll use my amethyst. Basically, I just hold it whenever I feel like I need some grounding or balancing. And I'm still learning a lot about crystals, so I don't rely on it too often. But when I do, it's mostly just to basically heighten my energy during my practices, so during my meditation and during my yoga flows, and it definitely helps me a lot. Speaking of yoga, you guys already know that yoga is a huge part of my self-love rituals. I do yoga every single day, especially since right now we're all doing our 30-day yoga challenge together. And honestly, yoga is one of the key roles in helping me just become unified with myself, with nature, with everything around me, and it just helps me feel so much at peace and helps me have a better meditation practice. And it's been so good for my flexibility, for my strength, for everything. And so I definitely recommend, if yoga isn't a regular part of your self-love rituals, or if you don't yet have one, definitely think about incorporating yoga into it. Whether it's for 5 minutes in the day you do some asanas, and then 5 minutes a day you do some meditation, or if you just go full-fledged, start following some videos. Yoga with Adriene is one of my favorites for that. And so if you're just a beginner or you want to get more into it, then definitely check out some really cool ones on YouTube. Just to add on to this, another reason why I really wanted to have this as part of my regular routine is, if you did know me before I started posting more yoga videos, you would know that I went to the gym really often, basically every single day, but I just never found it as fun as yoga was, and I never had the positive experience that it brings me. Moving on, of course, my self-love rituals would not be complete without reading inspiring books. This one is The Alchemist, and I absolutely adore it. I've read it about 8 times, and I learn something new each time that I read it. Moving on to the next book, I definitely recommend The China Study, as well as How Not to Die. They're both books about plant-based nutrition and how you can help heal some diseases caused by your just diet-related effects, and also how to just live a healthier lifestyle on a plant-based diet. And if you're new to it, or if you're just sort of starting out and you're trying to figure out what you need to eat in order to thrive as a vegan, then I totally recommend it. It is so full of knowledge. My final book is Mindfulness, and it's basically a practical guide to awakening, as it says on the cover. And it's definitely one of the most challenging books I've ever read, because I realize how unmindful I'm being sometimes, and so I'm learning so much. I know I said that the last book would be my final book, but I actually do have one more, and this one's by one of my family friends, and it's a really inspiring story just because she started off as a pescatarian, so that's someone who just eats fish, and she ended up developing breast cancer. And so she went about healing herself in a non-conventional way, and she went plant-based completely. She was eating mostly raw fruits and vegetables grown back in her garden, and so she just talks about how she was able to reverse cancer with a plant-based diet. And so I think it's super incredible and definitely worth the read, especially if you are someone who's struggling with this, or you know a loved one who is, just to have something that'll supplement to whatever they're doing with healing their disease. And so I absolutely want to share this with you guys, because it is so incredible to see how important and helpful diet is in your everyday lifestyle. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out Vegan Nirvana on YouTube, and check out her social media as well, which I will link, as well as mine, which will be on the screen. And make sure you subscribe to our channels and leave a comment down below. Check out the books I listed down below, everything, all of that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!